my logic, the logic of the legislators who passed the bill more than 40 years ago to make automatic weapons mostly illegal. It's very hard to get a permit to have an automatic weapon, and there's very good reason for that. And one of the reasons we saw in horrible detail in Las Vegas. But another thing to keep in mind here, it is true that these bump stocks, to my knowledge, haven't been used in a major crime before, but they could be in the future because these kinds of crimes often have copycats.
All right, let's look at the 2015 firearm deaths. You have 36,000 plus homicides in the country, deaths, okay? 12,000 of them roughly are homicides. 22,000 of them are suicides. And the rest are accidental or undetermined intent. It just raises the question, Carl. There's obviously too much death in this country by these ways of killing yourself, either with a gun or killing other people with a gun. We all know that there are other ways for people to die. Right. However, and we also understand that people want the ability to protect themselves and keep themselves safe. But it raises the question, are guns falling into the hands of the wrong people? And what can be done to prevent that to whatever extent we can? What would you like to see to that aim, Carl?
Well, I want to make sure that whatever legislation we do pass is well thought out. I don't want to go banning bump stocks right now. If after a careful consideration we determine that it is, then fine. But the issue here is we must respect the Second Amendment here. If we continue to chase add-ons to guns and the nomenclature of an assault rifle, less than 5% of these crimes, these mass murders or these murders at all, are committed with assault or so-called assault rifles.
But why does anyone need an assault rifle is one of the questions that's out there, Carl, quickly, and then I want to hear from Matt.
Well, because it's America and we don't have to answer that, and we have the Second Amendment. It's the most popular sporting rifle, Martha.
Okay, Matt?
I mean, look, this is a long and difficult debate, but we don't need assault rifles. Other countries don't allow them, and
you don't.
We have a massive crime problem, as you pointed out, Martha. 12,000 murders a year, 5 times those of most industrialized countries with guns.
Let's put up the Chicago shooting victims number, because there's selective outrage on your side of the equation sometimes, Matt. You look at the 47% in Chicago, right? So you obviously have all of this well-placed concern that we're all talking about here tonight about what happened in Las Vegas. But where is the outrage on a day-to-day basis about the murders that happen in Chicago? And why don't we hear more about that? Why does it take something like this for your side to get fired up on this question, Matt?
That's a good question, but it's not about my side. What I tweeted was more people will die by tomorrow night than died in Las Vegas in what we call garden variety gun crimes. We have been shouting from the rooftops about this, and let me give you one example. After Sandy Hook, the parents of Sandy Hook banded together and decided to push for something constructive. They knew that they couldn't get assault weapons banned and they couldn't do things that were related to their own tragedy. That what they wanted to do was improve the background check system to keep guns out of the hands of the very criminals that are victimizing people in Chicago.
Matt, thank you very much. Carl.